What's going on, y'all? Blue Falcon here, coming to you with another episode of the Old School Podcast, the podcast where we talk about current events and modern trends and explain why life would be better with a traditional old school mindset. Let's just get right into it, you guys. So today's topic is about Mr. Beast, and apparently Mr. Beast is being targeted, like canceled, because he cures 1,000 people of blindness. Now, I don't know if you can see that. The title right there, it says, "I'm filled with rage. Mr. Beast helped 1,000 people see for the first time, and people are furious." So you're probably wondering, why is that such a big deal? Let's actually watch this together, and we can kind of see where we move from there. But before I get started, if you like videos like this, please like, subscribe, comment down below, because it does help the channel out a lot. With that being said, you guys, let's just get right into it.
Today's brand new Philip DeFranco show, so buckle up, hit that like button, and let's just jump into it. Is Mr. Beast a disgusting, exploitive monster, or is he a hero? Or both of those arguments have been flying around the internet for over a day now. And that's because over the weekend, he uploaded a video titled 1,000 Blind People See for the First Time, where we see him work with a surgeon to perform an operation on blind and partially blind people that would allow them to get their vision back.
They can't see, but we have all the technology to fix it.
Yep, half of all the blindness in the world is people who need a 10-minute surgery.
But the thing is, a lot of these people just don't have access to it or the money for it, even though it's life-changing. With a number of people sharing their stories to Mr. Beast and his team, one person in the video saying blindness stopped them from working, another saying he's never been able to drive a car, but this procedure changed all that. And of course, because it's Mr. Beast, he didn't just stop at the surgeries. He gave one guy a Tesla, others got money.
What does this say?
You just won $10,000.
Here you go.
Oh my gosh.
You also see him take this international with people from other countries also getting help, and in total changing at least 1,000 lives. And largely the response to this video has been very, very positive. People saying it's heartwarming, it's amazing, but also others saying things like, are we going to start celebrating people with resources giving back to people for entertainment only? He gave these surgeries to people who agreed to be in a YouTube video for him to monetize. How is that charity? And he just makes people dance on camera for basic human needs so he can make millions. As well as some that were split saying he makes a good impact, but he does it in a borderline or maybe not borderline unethical way that benefits himself more than anyone he could ever help. Giving should be a selfless act. Now, to be completely transparent, I don't agree with those people. I find myself more in line actually with the likes of...
Alright, so I'm going to stop right there because he's going to end up going into his own, personal beliefs. But the reason why I'm doing this video is because I thought it was rather interesting. Interesting why? Because here you have people who are genuinely upset, genuinely annoyed at the fact that Mr. Beast helped people receive their eyesight. Now, I want you guys to really think about this for a quick second. First and foremost, do I agree? Now, the only thing that comes to my mind personally is, let me share my screen with you. All right, so there's one particular verse, and the verse goes like this, right? So this is Matthew 6 verse 1. Now you probably see on my screen, let me see, there's a definition of the word alms. Let me see if I could give you a bigger look here. But you're gonna see why I'm really focused on that word, because when you go to Matthew chapter 6, starting from verse 1, it says, "Take heed that ye do not your alms before men." Now, first and foremost, what is your alms? So I have the definition right here. It says money, food, or other donations given to people in need, anything given as charity. All right. So let's keep going. Before men, to be seen of them, otherwise ye have no reward of your Father which is in heaven. Therefore, when thou doest thy alms, do not sound a trumpet before thee, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may have glory of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. But when thou doest thy alms, let not thy left hand know what thy right hand doeth. Now, this is the first thing that came to my mind if you're gonna do some form of charity and you're giving back, the first thing that came to my mind is, why do you need to broadcast it in front of the world, right? Now, I do feel like something deep down may be somewhat unethical about that practice. But to go as far as to label the man demonic or devilish, I think this is a very nuanced situation. And matter of fact, before I even go, I would like to hear from those of you in the comments down below. Let me know, what do you think? Do you think MrBeast is somehow demonic for helping people, 1,000 people, no less, see for the very first time? I mean, he's curing them of blindness. Now, one thing that I thought that was very interesting in the video, right, is that these procedures, they said it takes 10 minutes. Let me move this out the way. It takes 10 minutes. What? You heard it right. 10 minutes, guys. And the only reason why people can't do these procedures is because they do not have the money. So now here you have MrBeast. We all know he's literally the biggest YouTuber out right now, making millions upon millions of dollars. And here he is using his finances, his resources, to help 1,000 people obtain the money for these procedures. 10 minutes that can change your entire life. Can you think about it? If you just close your eyes, imagine that, and that's your whole life for the rest of your life. As dark as that is, that's what they see for their entire life. And here you have an individual come out of nowhere, and he's giving you the opportunity to be cured. It's really hard for me to just go overboard and just say it's demonic or devilish. Now, again, I don't necessarily agree that he needs to broadcast it, but this is why it's nuanced. MrBeast is a YouTuber. He doesn't make money the same way you and I may make money. He doesn't go to a 9 to 5. He is an entrepreneur, but a YouTube entrepreneur. You get what I'm saying? So the money that he makes is from the YouTube videos. So how can he give them the money if he did not make videos? That's how he made the money. That's how he's able to afford the procedures. Do you guys see what I'm talking about here? That's why it's extremely hard, because I mean, to one extent, if he makes this video, which obviously it's viral, anything that MrBeast does now is viral, but if he makes a YouTube video curing 1,000 people, people are mad at him because he's getting those videos monetized. So in actuality, he's not really helping them. He's really trying to help himself. He's really trying to line his pockets. Okay, slow down, because the money that he makes from that video can go into helping other people moving forward. And do you see how he creates like this loop? It's like this never-ending philanthropic circle that he's doing, this rotation he's doing. Is like he makes money, gives back to the people, films it so he can make more money to give back to the people. So again, this is extremely dicey. I really would like to hear from you guys in the comments though. Like, what do you think? Again, I do believe this is, and check this out, right? There's 1,000 people. He asked them if they want to be on camera. It's not like he's filming a whole bunch of them. There's some people out there that actually, like whenever they go into feed the poor, that I think is far worse, because they're not asking these people if they want to be on camera. That's truly exploiting these people. They don't, they in bad conditions and they just filming them and they trying to smile in front of the camera. Well, look at me. Look at how philanthropic I am, because I'm helping the poor, right? And I think that's a different story than MrBeast. Again, for those of you who might be new, I'm gonna just play it one more time, because again, this is extremely hard, in my opinion. I mean, there's so much nuance to this.
Jump into it. Is MrBeast a disgusting, exploitive monster, or is he a hero? Or both of those arguments have been flying around the internet for over a day now. And that's because over the weekend, he uploaded a video titled 1,000 Blind People See for the First Time, where you see him work
See for the first time. Do you guys see what I'm talking about? And again, it's so easy to just attack the person, right? But I mean, and let me address this too, right? Because I have to. We live in a world, right, where people are getting monetized for talking about shooting people. You know what I'm saying? We get people getting monetized for twerking and shaking their ass. We get people monetized for promoting getting Molly and lean. You get what I'm saying? Drugs, money, and sex. That's what people are getting monetized today for. So you never try to cancel these people. I think it was Beyonce the other day. She got monetized, right? Making a song for what? For talking about using her menstrual, her blood, menstrual fluid, and using the Bible, the pages of the Bible, to wipe it. I mean, that to me is demonic. And don't take my word for it. Just look it up for yourselves, you guys. But she literally has that in her lyrics. You have Cardi B talking about, I used to drug men and rob them. They don't cancel these people. They don't cancel the people that's talking about robbing niggas, shanking niggas. You know what I'm saying? But you want to cancel a dude because he filmed himself curing 1,000 people. This is the false equivalency is actually unreal. Like I can't see how I can balance the two. Are we really gonna judge MrBeast on the same standard as all these other people who, in my personal opinion, actually deserve to be canceled? You know what I'm saying? So it's extremely hard, but let's get back to it.
with a surgeon to perform an operation on blind and partially blind people that would allow them to get their vision back.
They can't see, but we have all the technology to fix it.
Yep, half of all the blindness in the world is people who need a 10-minute surgery.
Do you hear that? Over half of the people in the world, all they need is a 10-minute surgery. All they need is a 10-minute surgery. I mean, what? Again, and I think the Most High, that I've never been disabled, but I could only imagine if a dude came up to me, hey man, I'm willing to pay for the surgery, you'll be able to see, but you will be put on camera, you know, I'm gonna be filming it. And if I was blind all my life, do you think I'm gonna be saying to MrBeast, nah, don't film me, I don't want to be put on camera, that's demeaning, that's degrading. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. I mean, again, and this is me, I don't even really like MrBeast. I don't support him. I don't have nothing against him either. But I really find it hard to cancel him for something like this when there's a far worse that people can do. I mean, it's the same thing that, to me, it's the same thing with Andrew Tate. Out of all the people you try to cancel, you cancel the one guy who's actually talking about building our community, having families be together, having women in their proper place, men in their proper place, having strong families, fighting against the voice, talking against it, having children actually obey their parents. I mean, this is the message he was pushing. We want to cancel that. That's what society is trying to cancel. So it seems like this is a complete, utter... It doesn't make sense. Everything that is good is viewed as evil, and everything that's evil is viewed as good. But you applaud the girl that's shaking her ass, though. You will applaud the guy that's shooting his own brother. That's what you applaud. But the guy who's curing 1,000 people, he's demonic. He's the Antichrist. Man, I mean, you should just look at some of the thumbnails I've seen. calling him antichrist, demonic, devilish, for curing people. I mean, all right, let's get back to it.
The thing is, a lot of these people just don't have access to it or the money for it, even though it's life-changing. With a number of people sharing their stories to MrBeast and his team, one person in the video saying blindness stopped them from working, another saying he's never been able to drive a car.
Well, do you hear that? Blindness stopped him from working. So in other words, this man had his sight, was providing for his family, and now because he became blind, he no longer was able to provide for his family. And you don't think such an individual would yearn for the opportunity to actually get his sight again?
But this procedure changed all that. And of course, because it's MrBeast, he didn't just stop at the surgeries. He gave one guy a Tesla, others got money.
What does this say?
You just won $10,000.
Here you go.
Oh my gosh.
You also see him take this international with people from other countries also getting help, and in total changing at least 1,000 lives. And largely the response to this video has been very, very positive. People saying it's heartwarming, it's amazing, but also others saying things like, are we going to start celebrating people with resources giving back to people for entertainment only? He gave these surgeries to people who agreed to be in a YouTube video for him to monetize. How is that charity?
How is that charity?
And he just makes people dance on camera for basic human needs so he can make millions. As well as some that were split saying he makes a good impact, but he does it in a borderline or maybe not borderline unethical way that benefits himself more than anyone he could ever help. Giving should be a selfless act. Now, to be completely transparent.
Yeah, and again, it's really hard. It really is hard. Giving should be a selfless act. Again, I think if you're asking me for my firm opinion, I do think there is something somewhat off about having to film it. But again, I think considering the nuance, because after all, maybe he didn't have to film it, right? He's gonna make millions of dollars off his YouTube videos. And if anybody doesn't know, the way YouTube works is that if you have a video that's popping, it's gonna keep generating money for you month after month after month. So I guess, yeah, in theory, did he have to film it? Probably not. But he's a YouTuber. And I think here's the thing too, right? Is that I think it's notable in the sense that we need to give credit to people who are actually transparent with the money. I know so many pastors where people, Christian pastors, right? Where people are sick in the church. People are infested with disease in the church, and they give their tithes and their offerings to the pastor. And then these pastors have private jets. Then these pastors have these big old mega churches, right? They build all this stuff, but where are the people? The people are still poor. The people are still broke. The people are still sick. And do these pastors ever give back to their congregation? You know what I'm saying? So here you have this guy who's totally transparent with the money and what he's doing with the money. And what is he doing? He's literally putting it right back into hands of people. And the thing is, it's a lack of financial education, I think, also. Because everybody would know, the rich, they would have to give money anyway. Write-offs. They have to do that anyway. So if this guy is doing it in the form of helping people and helping people receive their eyesight, of all things, again, it's really hard for me to really say that this guy is demonic or evil. But hey, that was me, rambling. I would like to hear from you all. Please, in the comments down below, what do you think? Do you think MrBeast is evil for curing 1,000 people? Do you think he's demonic or devilish because he cured 1,000 people of blindness? Or do you actually think it was a great act of kindness towards his fellow man? This is the Old School Podcast, the podcast where we talk about current events, modern trends, and explain why life would be better with a traditional old school mindset. This was Blue Falcon, and I'm over and out.
Game to win. Game